YouTube? Welcome to my channel. Today we're actually going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do it over a course of a few days. I'm actually moving my sister to Florida and we're driving in this big U-Haul truck as well. I'll show you in a little bit here. But I want to show you what it's like to travel while prepping because I'm 4 weeks, well, a little less than 4 weeks out from Universe right now and there's no time to waste. I can't afford to not be on plan, so I had to prep all my meals, all the supplements, everything that I would typically need for this upcoming week. It's a 2-day drive. We're splitting it up. So today we're going from Pittsburgh to Charlotte and then Charlotte to Tampa area tomorrow. So I'm going to take you guys with me, show you what it's like to be traveling like this while dieting. Let's get after it. All right, so quick pit stop. We're in West Virginia right now. Gatorade Zero, always a clutch on prep. This whole thing only has 10 calories in it. It's like 2 grams of carbs. It makes really no difference. And then I got some of these pickles. These are actually very clutch, guys, when you're dieting. There's only 15 calories in this whole thing. Again, 2 grams of carbs. This is if you're in a pinch. Like today's a rest day for me. So I'm hungry all day because my calories are super low. So I just grabbed this just in case I get in an emergency where I need to eat something. First stop, we're at Moe's somewhere in West Virginia. I'm obviously not eating that. Look at that. Looks so good. I love Moe's. Anyway, so I got 225 grams of chicken breast here, a little bit of cauliflower rice, and 100 grams of green beans. I'm gonna put on this sugar-free teriyaki sauce. It's actually really good in terms of macros. There's only 5 calories per 1 tablespoon. So I'm just gonna put on a little bit of this right on top of it. It's probably like 10 calories worth. And then throw on some of this garlic parm popcorn seasoning and eat this, and then get back on the road and have to take care of some work and stuff then. And my sister's actually gonna be driving, so it'll give me a nice break. We're allegedly at New River Gorge National Park. This is in West Virginia. And we were just driving down the road and somehow came upon this. What is this? New River Gorge National Park, right? We decided to start. So what? Yeah, it's fine. Look at this park job. She's asking if it's okay. It's right in the lines. We're good. Everything's fine. We're gonna check this out. Maybe see if we can see some cool views. Stretch your legs out a little bit. Show you guys some views if we get them. So there's got to be an area that is much more scenic than that. I mean, we kind of noticed there's steps that go down further, but neither of one of us feel like walking down there. We still have like 4 hours of driving left to get to Charlotte. But that was kind of cool. Get out, stretch the legs a little bit, get some steps in, and get the calories burning. You know what I'm saying? A little pit stop. Got to refuel the tank of gas, and also got to refuel the energy. So I got this Rain white gummy bear. I've not had this honestly in a decent amount of time. I've had the rainbow sherbet one recently, but I've not had the white gummy bear probably since last year. I don't really like drinking a lot of high caffeine energy drinks like this during prep. Now that I'm 4 weeks out, I typically will cut these kind of things out right around now, but because we're on a really long drive here, I will probably allot myself that a little bit. The reason I don't like having a lot of caffeine towards the end of prep is because it kind of raises that total allostatic load, which is basically, you know, stress factors in your body. You don't want a lot of those towards the end. Like a lot of people will rely on them when dieting pretty hard, whether it's other stimulants or caffeine or whatever to get them through the day. But the problem is it ends up kind of backfiring on your cortisol levels and things of that nature, and having higher cortisol makes it tougher to lose body fat. So gonna drink this now, get back on the road, and then we have about 2 hours and 45 minutes until we get to Charlotte. Time for meal 4. I really wanted to wait until we got to the hotel, but we still have a half hour because we are backed up in some serious traffic right now. As I said, it's a rest day, so my calories are super low. I'm basically showing you the same thing I had for meal 2. Meal 3 was actually 225 grams of shrimp instead of chicken, and it was with asparagus. This meal is, again, 225 grams of chicken breast with 100 grams of green beans, a little bit of cauliflower rice, and then some hot sauce and a little bit of the sour cream and onion popcorn seasoning. So gonna eat this, looking forward to getting into this hotel, getting a shower. I think we're gonna try to go explore downtown after that.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend.
Here at this place called Aura Bar, it's like a rooftop. Check that out, it's pretty awesome.
Bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what?
Day 1 of the drive's done, so let's do a cheers with my Diet Pepsi. What do you got there? Cider. Okay. Cheers. Awesome. So she's eating something. Let's see, what do you got there?
Tuna tacos.
And how are those?
Very good.
Very good. I still have the Diet Pepsi. And I still have 2 meals left. And after this, we're going to a cigar bar. So I'm going to smoke a cigar. That will help kill my appetite a little bit. Nicotine typically does that. I don't really usually have a lot of nicotine. But yeah, it's suffering season, so can't eat that. But it looks so good. Look at that. Man, it looks absolutely delightful. Just when we thought it was over, it's like chips. It's like a salsa. Man. Is it? I bet. It's like force fed, like to my grandmother. So this is just like pineapple. I would call it. I'm just having a little bite. Wow, that's unbelievable. Problem with doing this is once you taste it, you just want to keep eating it, but you can't.
Everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
What do you think of Charlotte?
Reminds me of a combination, actually, of Chicago and Pittsburgh kind of combined. Obviously, I'm thinking of Pittsburgh, it's where I live, but it's very green if you look around. Like, it's super, I don't know, it doesn't have like a super huge city feel, which kind of is like how Chicago is for me, and well, in different parts of Chicago. But I like just how laid back it is, but also very nice, at least in the area where we're in right now. It's super nice. And the weather here is like, can't beat it. It's perfect. It's not humid. It's not too hot. It's just like kind of like a perfect night. Yeah, I'm not good with the finer things in life, smaller details like that. This is a cool lighter. Got some red wine, we got a cigar. This is like, almost like a coffee flavor. It's called Java Latte. Now, I haven't had a cigar in a while. It's probably been 2 months, but before I had one 2 months ago, I honestly hadn't had one in probably a year and a half, 2 years. So it's not something I have that often, but every time I have one, I'm like, you know what, I actually like these a lot. It's like anything in life though. You don't want to have too much of it. It's something that's good, I think, to enjoy on occasions like this. And the other nice part is it kills your appetite, which I'm starving right now. Back to the hotel room. It's time for meal 5. This is my favorite meal of my rest day because I actually get some fats with it. We have 90-10 ground beef, 225 grams of that. a little bit of zucchini and some kimchi on here. Kimchi is really good because it has some natural antioxidants and probiotics in it, which is great for your health while you're dining. Got the little teriyaki sauce on here. And this is the second last meal of the night. And like I said, it's my favorite on my rest days because it actually has some fats in it. So it's very tasty. Body's craving that right now, so I'm gonna eat that. And can't wait for meal 6, which is basically nothing. Welcome to day 2 of the travel vlog here. As we're making our way down to Florida, we're still in Charlotte, about to eat meal 1 right now, and then need to get some caffeine, get on the road. Today's drive's a little bit longer. It's about 9 hours. Yesterday it was 7 hours, so probably with stopping, it's gonna be 10 and a half. So trying to get an earlier start on this day. It's about 7:15 right now. I've been up for at least an hour. I'm gonna get that first meal in, and then we're gonna get on the road. We have 40 grams of oats, 2 scoops of whey isolates, 50 grams of protein, and then actually one of these almond butter packets. Now, I had a FaceTime with Coach Kyle last night. We're actually changing my diet pretty significantly today. We're gonna up my fats, pretty much take out all carbs. He wanted me to actually not even have these oats this morning, but he wanted me to have more eggs. The problem is I don't have the ability to cook them. So for the rest of the day, we'll be good. We'll be able to pick up some nuts and some olive oil and put those on my meals. But I'm not gonna be training today. Originally I was going to train, but we have 9 hours of driving. He just doesn't want me to train like that. So we got that, this meal underway, and then greens powder with some beetroot extract powder going down the hatch. And like I said, we gotta eat this, then get on the road. Just made a pit stop in the middle of absolutely nowhere, South Carolina. We're actually heading towards Savannah, Georgia right now, and it's kind of funny, we were just there 2 weeks ago. So I've never been to Savannah except for 2 weeks in proximity to each other. But I acquired at this stop, I got a yellow mustard. This gas station had it. Very glad. Yellow mustard's a superior condiment when you're dieting. It's 0 calories. It tastes really good on everything from beef to chicken to fish to shrimp. You name it, it's great. And then I also, as I mentioned earlier, we're changing my diet a little bit today because originally when we got to Florida, I was gonna train, but we're not doing that anymore. My coach wants to give me a day off. I might not even train tomorrow, depending on how like the move goes and everything. But I picked up some fats because we're gonna be feeding and replacing those pre and post workout carbs with fats. So I got some almonds here, wasabi and soy. These are really good. So I put 21 grams of those in my next meal, which is 225 grams chicken breast and 100 grams of green beans. So we're basically just doing a lot of fats and protein today. That's pretty much it. But can't wait to show you guys Savannah. Savannah is one of my favorite places in the world. So that's coming up next. Here, Savannah, Georgia. As I said, this is literally the second time I've been here, and the first time was 2 weeks ago. So kind of cool that we're back here already again. I really like the city a lot. This place we're at right now, Savannah Coffee Roasters, is apparently from 1909, so it's pretty old. And I got a cold brew medium black with, I believe I put like sugar-free vanilla and caramel in here. As you know, as I've said before, caffeine kind of helps kill your hunger when you're dieting really hard, and it keeps you awake when you're driving 9 hours. So we're gonna kind of walk around the city a little bit, maybe show you guys some scenes. So what I really like about this city is it has a very old, like historic feel to it. And I really like the shrubbery. I don't know if that's the vegetation. Is that what it would be called, Dana? Yeah. The vegetation, it's a lot different. You get a lot of this like moss kind of hanging down. I don't even know what I would call that. This stuff right here. See that stuff hanging down there? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. trying to tell you, goodness, I can't speak, but I like it a lot. It kind of reminds me of Florida in that, but as you notice, as we drive further south, the terrain and the vegetation starts to change a lot, especially now in Georgia compared to like North and South Carolina, as well as once we get into Florida, it gets a lot different. But really like this city a lot. It's a very nice day here. Like I said, we're just gonna walk around a little bit. Welcome to Jacksonville, Florida. This is the Riverwalk area. It's pretty awesome, where I'm having meal 3. I'm really trying to stretch these meals out. It's about 3 p.m. now, and we started around, I think I had my first meal around 7:30 this morning, but I'm trying to stretch them out as far as possible because I'm usually not eating my first meal until about 9 a.m. after I'm done doing fasted cardio. So eating that hour and a half earlier makes things a little bit more rough, but man, this is gorgeous here. Absolutely love Florida, man. It's my favorite state, I think, in a lot of ways. But we got about, I think, 4.5 hours to drive after this. So we're just gonna kind of check out a little bit more of the city here and then get back on the road. And I have 3 meals left for the rest of the day after this one. About an hour away. I had just consumed, I think, meal 4? Yeah, meal 4 about, I don't know, an hour and a half ago. Having some more of these pickles. Now I want to explain something to you guys. So this entire bag here is 15 calories. Now, foods like pickles, cucumbers, those are the ones coming to mind. They essentially require more out of your body to digest them than the amount of calories you're taking in. It's called the thermic effect of food. So when your body digests these kind of food products, vegetables or something like that, it is essentially expending more calories in the digestion process than it is taking in. So you actually can be in a deficit just from that expenditure, if that makes sense. So that's why when you eat something like this, you're not going to gain weight eating 15 calories of pickles, okay? So if you're dieting, you can certainly have something like that, banana peppers, or other foods like that, cauliflower, because your body's going to expend more digesting it than it is taking in. I hope that makes sense. It's called the thermic effect of food if you want to look into it more, but it's very beneficial to know that, especially when you're dieting very, very hard. 20 hours of driving later, and we have finally arrived in Bradenton, Florida, our destination, where my sister is moving to. And I'll tell you what, man, look at this sunset right there. That is just breathtaking, truly. I mean, Florida is a beautiful state in a lot of different ways. This is my first time in Bradenton specifically, but my grandparents have lived in Tampa my whole life. It was about an hour north, and I absolutely love this place. It's always been a second home for me, and I'm thinking in the not so distant future it's gonna be my primary home because the weather, the atmosphere in Florida is just unmatched. As soon as I walked in the grocery store when we were coming here, there's just so many people in like workout clothes and stuff. It's just such a good vibe, man. This whole state is. I mean, just look at this. Look at this. Come on, that's amazing. How do you feel about your new home?
Could not be happier. This is the life.
This is just, look at that. Come on, that's insane. This is a normal night. This is unbelievable. I am so happy for you, my goodness.